Humans survived a war that never happened. That sentence infected every military archive in the galaxy. I know. I helped write those archives. My name cannot be translated into human sound. The closest form would be Seraph. I served the Galactic Accord as a treaty witness. My species evolved without conflict. We settled disputes by exchanging memories. We believed deception was mathematically impossible. Humans proved us wrong before we ever met them. It began with a document, not a fleet, not a weapon, a signature. Every empire received the same request. Authorize the extinction of humanity. The reason was simple. Humans broke every prediction engine. Trade models failed around them. War simulations collapsed. Diplomatic outcomes became random. No civilization should possess that much uncertainty. The Council declared them a universal threat. I agreed. Of course I agreed. Every logical species did. There were 212 empires. 211 signed. One refused. Nobody understood why. The refusing empire was tiny, weak, almost forgotten. The Valari. They owned only 7 systems. No superweapons. No legendary fleets. No political influence. Their refusal meant nothing. Or so we believed. I was assigned to witness the final vote. It lasted 23 seconds. No speeches. No debates. Only signatures. One after another. The extinction order became law. The chamber erupted in silent satisfaction. My species celebrated with synchronized thought. Probability returned to normal. The universe made sense again, except for one detail. The Valari ambassador smiled. Not proudly, not defiantly, sadly, as if he had already attended our funeral. I assumed it was primitive emotion. Humans often infected weaker species with irrational behavior. That was my first mistake. 3 cycles later, reconnaissance began. No attacks, only observation. Human space looked ordinary. Their colonies were busy. Children played beneath artificial skies. Cargo ships drifted between stations. Factories produced farming equipment instead of weapons. I recorded everything. They are hiding their military, one commander announced. Obviously, every predator hides before striking. But week after week, nothing. Hospitals expanded. Schools multiplied. Power stations grew larger. Civilian traffic increased. No invasion fleets. No secret shipyards. No impossible technology. Our analysts became excited. The humans are surrendering. I believe them. After all, every intelligent prey species accepts extinction eventually. That is how evolution works. Humans disagreed. Without warning, every human broadcast changed. The same message appeared on every frequency. No threats. No pleas. Only 6 words. Please protect your own children first. The council laughed. We all laughed. What strange psychological tactic was this? Protect our children? Our offspring never experienced danger. War never reached civilian worlds. Humans clearly misunderstood civilization. The invasion countdown continued. Then, the stars disappeared. Not exploded. Not extinguished. Disappeared. Navigation arrays across 17 sectors reported missing constellations. Entire stellar patterns shifted overnight. Scientists blamed sensor failure. So did I. Space cannot move. Reality has rules. Humans, apparently, never read them. The missing stars returned 12 hours later. Exactly where they belonged. No explanation existed. The council classified the event. Panic spreads faster than truth. Again, perfect logic. Then the dreams began. Not human dreams. Alien dreams. Every species. Every world. Millions of us dreamed the same impossible scene. Earth. Silent. Empty. Covered in abandoned helmets. No bodies. Only helmets. Facing the sky. Watching us. I awoke screaming. My species does not scream. Medical scans found nothing. The dreams stopped. We declare them harmless. That was mistake number 2. The Valari ambassador requested another meeting. The council refused. Why listen to cowards? That is what everyone believed, including me. Instead, we accelerated the invasion. 6 armadas. 9 million vessels. Enough firepower to sterilize continents. Enough soldiers to conquer thousands of worlds. Victory calculations exceeded 99.9%. Humans did nothing. No mobilization. No emergency declarations. Their entertainment networks continued broadcasting cooking competitions. Families still visited parks. Musicians held concerts. I watched in disbelief. Had they accepted extinction? Their behavior repeated every day. Work, laugh, eat, sleep, ignore us. I concluded humans lacked survival instinct. An astonishing biological flaw. Even predators prepare before death. Humans organized birthday parties. The first fleet crossed the border. No resistance. Mining stations welcomed them. Traffic controllers calmly assigned docking lanes. Civilian transports yielded right of way. No ambush. No sabotage. Nothing. Our admirals celebrated too early. The second fleet entered. Still nothing. The third crossed. Silence. The council declared humanity psychologically broken. I submitted the official report myself. Species incapable of strategic resistance. It became required reading across the accord. I regret every word, because 21 minutes later, the first fleet vanished. Not destroyed, not damaged, vanished. Every ship, every drone, every signal, empty space. No debris, no radiation, no escape pods, nothing. Sensors searched every dimension. Nothing. The second fleet halted immediately. The third attempted retreat. Their engines refused. No malfunction. They simply stopped responding. Our greatest engineers blamed unknown interference. I knew they were wrong. Machines always obey physics. This felt personal. Then one transmission reached us from the missing fleet. The voice belonged to Admiral Korth. I recognized him instantly. His breathing sounded wrong. His confidence was gone. We found them. Static. They weren't hiding. Silence. Another breath. They were. The signal distorted. Waiting for something else. Connection lost. No coordinates. No explanation. Only terror. The council ordered immediate rescue operations. Thousands of ships rushed forward. None crossed the same boundary. Every captain refused. Not by choice. Crew members mutinied. Entire bridge staffs abandoned command. Species incapable of fear suddenly experienced it. No visible threat. Only overwhelming certainty. Do not go farther. Our psychologists failed to explain it. I suggested mass hysteria. Collective instinct does not exist between unrelated species. Another mistake. Then the Volari finally spoke. Not to the council. To every world. Their message lasted 11 seconds. We refused because humans weren't preparing to fight you. A pause. They were preparing to survive what follows. The broadcast ended. The galaxy erupted. Questions replaced confidence. What follows? Who are they talking about? The invasion fleets had barely touched human territory. Human cities still functioned normally. Children still laughed. Restaurants remained open. The humans acted as though our attack barely deserved notice. I convinced myself it was theater. Primitive morale rituals. Nothing more. I wanted to believe that. Then I received a private transmission. No sender. No encryption. Only a single image. A human child. Smiling. Holding a drawing. It showed every known alien empire standing together beneath black skies. Except one. The tiny Volari. Above the picture, written in uneven human handwriting, were 8 words. They listened when nobody else remembered how to be afraid. I stared at the drawing for a very long time. For reasons I still could not explain, it felt less like a warning, and more like a memory. I believed the child had drawn a fantasy. I was wrong. 3 hours later, every deep space listening station detected the same sound. It was not a signal. It was not radiation. It was not gravity. It was absence. A silence so perfect that our instruments translated it into noise. Our scientists celebrated. Natural phenomenon. Of course, everything unknown becomes natural if you rename it. That was my final mistake. The silence reached the border of human space. It stopped, not slowed. Stopped, like an invisible wall refused to let it pass. Impossible. Nothing refuses the universe. Unless something stronger already owns that place. The council ordered every fleet forward. Panic disguised itself as courage. 9 million warships accelerated. I followed aboard the flagship. Not because I was brave, because witnesses are required when history changes. The border shimmered. No explosion. No shield. Just light bending like water. Then every human station broadcast one sentence. We asked you to protect your children. No anger. No triumph. Only disappointment. The fleets crossed. Half never appeared on the other side. No wreckage. No energy burst. One moment they existed. The next, history forgot them. Their identification codes vanished from databases. Family records erased themselves. Even my own memories blurred. I could remember faces, but not names. Reality itself was deleting them. The silence moved again. This time I saw it. Space folded inward. Stars bent like reflections on dark water. Entire constellations became shadows. Our weapons fired. Laser, plasma, antimatter. Everything disappeared before reaching the darkness. Like rain falling into an endless ocean. The admirals shouted contradictory orders. None mattered. The silence ignored strategy. It ignored power. It ignored fear. It simply advanced. Then, human ships launched. Thousands of them. Tiny compared to our dreadnoughts. Civilian designs. Freighters. Rescue craft. Medical transports. I laughed. A final act of desperation. Primitive creatures rushing toward extinction. But they flew past us. Past the battle. Straight into the darkness. Every alien commander stared. Had humans surrendered? No. The silence slowed. Our sensors screamed. The impossible field surrounding human vessels expanded. The darkness recoiled. Recoiled. Predators do not retreat. Not from prey. Unless the prey is something else. A transmission arrived. Human Admiral Elena Ward. Calm. Almost tired. We're beginning containment. Containment? Against that, I expected arrogance. Instead, she sighed. We hoped it would sleep another century. The council demanded answers. She ignored them. Instead, she spoke directly to every civilian frequency. Evacuate your young. The Valari obeyed instantly. The rest of us hesitated. Why save children first? Adults build civilizations. Children consume resources. That is simple biology. Humanity disagreed. Again, every human ship changed formation. They did not surround the darkness. They surrounded us. I'm misunderstood immediately. They're trapping us. No, whispered the Valari ambassador. They're shielding us. His voice trembled. Not with fear, with grief. The silence struck. Human ships exploded. Not from impact. They simply stopped existing. One after another. No escape. No survivors. Yet the formation never broke. More ships filled every gap. Civilian pilots. Teachers. Doctors. Parents. Volunteers. No hesitation. No panic. Just replacement. Again. 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 I finally understood the pattern. Humans never ignored our invasion. They ignored it because it wasn't a real threat. We were. Our attack woke something sleeping beyond mapped space. Something humanity had already fought. Something they had hidden from the rest of the galaxy. Not because they wanted power, because they wanted to spare us. The Council realized it too late. Millions of our vessels attempted retreat. The darkness followed. Not fast, patient, certain. Then Earth transmitted every classified archive. No encryption, no conditions. Every species received the truth. 2,000 years earlier, humanity had encountered the silence. Their first interstellar fleet disappeared exactly as ours had. Then another, then entire colonies. Until one discovery changed everything. The silence hunted civilizations, but it feared one thing. Self-sacrifice. Not violence. Not technology. Choice. Every voluntary act of protecting another life weakened it. Every unwilling death strengthened it. No species had evolved capable of understanding that. Except humans. They called it courage. We called it impossible. Human history suddenly made sense. Every monument, every memorial, every story of ordinary people saving strangers. Every firefighter, Every medic, every parent, every soldier who stayed behind. They had unknowingly trained their entire civilization against the oldest predator in existence. The silence had shaped them, without ever defeating them. The Valari had discovered fragments of this truth centuries ago. That was why they refused to sign. Not because humans were stronger, because humanity was the galaxy's shield, and we had attacked it. The darkness reached our flagship. Warning lights vanished. Artificial gravity failed. Time itself staggered. Crew members disappeared mid-step. I waited to die. Instead, a human rescue shuttle docked beside us. Its hull was cracked. Engines burning. Life support failing. The captain smiled. Why smile? Death stood outside. We've got room, she said. Only 12 seats. Our crew numbered 300. She knew. I knew. She would not survive. Still, she opened the hatch. My species calculates survival before compassion. Humans calculate compassion before survival. I finally understood why every prediction engine failed. You cannot predict a civilization willing to lose everything to save someone else. The flagship collapsed behind us. The shuttle escaped. Barely. Thousands of human vessels remained. Holding the line. The silence screamed. For the first time, it sounded afraid. Then it broke apart. Not destroyed. Driven back. Beyond the edge of known space. The stars returned. Constellations settled. Reality breathed again. The cost was unbearable. Over 70% of humanity's defense fleet never came home. No victory parade followed. No celebration. Only names. Entire stars vanished without exploding. Planets became empty shadows. Civilizations disappeared between heartbeats. The galaxy itself was being erased. Every species retreated. Every empire collapsed. Every calculation predicted extinction. Then humanity volunteered. Not to fight. To stay behind. I could not understand. No intelligent species sacrifices itself voluntarily. Daniel stared silently. The witness continued. They made the promise. The memory shifted. Billions of humans stood before impossible machines. Children, parents, soldiers, artists, scientists. Every face different. Every expression identical. Determination. One human spoke. If remembering us saves everyone, then forgetting us is worth the price. I froze. Forget. Themselves? No species would accept such madness. The machine activated. Light consumed entire worlds. History bent. Time twisted. Names vanished. Records dissolved. Languages crumbled. The galaxy survived. Humanity paid the cost. They forgot. Not everything. Just enough. Enough to remain human. Enough to lose the promise. The vision ended. Daniel was crying. Humans release liquid from their eyes under emotional overload. I had studied the biology. I had never understood why. Now, I wasn't certain I wanted to. So, Daniel whispered, "We saved everyone." The witness answered softly, "Yes." And forgot. "Yes." He laughed once. "Broken. Told you Grandma wasn't crazy." Even now, humans hid unbearable truth inside humor. I still failed to understand them. The chamber trembled violently. One sphere shattered, then another. Cracks spread through every floating archive. Warning tones echoed across the impossible structure. The witness spoke again. "The barrier has failed." Every light turned crimson. The forgotten hunger has awakened. The name alone chilled me. "What is it?" I asked. No answer came immediately. Then every sphere projected the same image. A region of empty space. No stars. No planets. Nothing. The emptiness moved. Stars disappeared before touching it. Galaxies folded inward. Reality itself unraveled. It consumes memory. My thoughts stopped. Consumes. Memory? Impossible. Predators eat matter. Or energy. Nothing feeds upon remembrance. The witness continued. When memory dies, reality follows. That made no scientific sense. Daniel suddenly looked terrified. Not for himself. For everyone else. That's why we forgot. The witness replied, "No, you forgot to keep it asleep." Silence crushed the chamber. Everything clicked together. Human myths. Ancient language. The promise. The vault. The waiting. This place had never preserved history. It had preserved instructions. Instructions humanity was meant to remember. Instructions every other species had never been allowed to know. Daniel looked at me. I think. He forced a smile. This is our fault. Wrong. Completely wrong. Humans blamed themselves too easily. This catastrophe belonged to ancient history, not modern humanity. I finally understood their pattern. Humans did not run toward danger because they were reckless. They ran because somewhere inside them, even after 10,000 years, even after forgetting everything, they still believed every disaster was theirs to fix. The witness's voice grew weak. Only one command remains. Daniel stepped forward. What command? The answer echoed through every star trapped inside the chamber. Remind humanity who they chose to become. In that moment, I realized the greatest mistake my species had ever made. We thought humans had forgotten an ancient language. They hadn't. The language had remembered them. And somewhere beyond the dying stars, something that fed on forgotten promises, had just heard humanity speak again. If you enjoyed this HFY sci-fi story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more original human-focused sci-fi adventures. If you were in Daniel's place, would you choose to renew humanity's ancient promise and carry the burden of protecting the galaxy? Your thoughts and theories make these stories even better, so let us know what you think below. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more epic HFY stories, mysterious alien civilizations, and unforgettable human moments. Until next time, keep looking to the stars. Humanity's story is far from over. Asterisk, asterisk.